Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Happy Hour podcast. Of course, I am Ray, and there are two things that are happening tonight. Of course, Jeff's with me tonight. It's just me and Jeff, and of course, Leilani Lee, she will be joining us momentarily. We're starting a little bit early. Of course, first of all, this is our Christmas special. So for those of you out there, Merry Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, happy whatever it is you celebrate. If you're an atheist, have a great day. Like that's just the whole thing. So, but this is our Christmas special. And also, Jeff, you get to be here for our milestone
Wow.
episode 200 episodes of the HHPod. Of course, the last milestone episode we had was episode 100, which was the very first HHPod Rumble. That was when it
Yeah.
debuted, was episode 100, May of 2021, and then or May of 2022. And then of course we had this year's HHPod Rumble, which is now on our anniversary every year in June. So of course I'm going to be having some announcements about that coming up in January for the HHPod Rumble. Of course, we are live on YouTube, live as always, each and every week. And for those of you that are not watching us live, that are watching us on Roku and Fire TV via Pod Nation TV, thank you for joining us and all of your continued support. Of course, if you're joining us live on YouTube, be sure to comment in the stream. We do have the supers. So if you have a certain question you want to ask and I don't get to it right away, it'll highlight that question. So if you want to just donate a few bucks, to get a question through that I may not see because I go back and forth every so often, but it will highlight it. Also, make sure you subscribe to our triple shot tier, which puts you in a running of being able to come onto our show. Of course, Natasha Nice is going to be back this Wednesday. Make sure you go in and do that. It will put you in a pool to possibly come on, hang out with us for 15, 20 minutes or so. If you're really cool, maybe a little bit longer, hell, maybe you'll hang out the whole entire time. Who knows? And be able to talk to Natasha and get a free item out of our merch store. So, of course, before, and I'll probably continue once Leilani Lee gets here, but of course, you see my hand is kind of bandaged up. So I've had quite an adventurous 2 days at work. Actually, and I didn't tell you this part before we went live, and that is that yesterday at work, one of the guys was having an issue with the toilet in the back. So I used the toilet, blew the toilet. So the toilet clogs, and I'm trying to unclog, and I'm plunging the shit out of it, and like it just keeps on coming up higher and higher and higher and higher. The toilet overflows in the bathroom, and I'm standing there like fuck. So eventually it goes down. But there's water all over the floor. So I'm walking all over the fucking building looking for a fucking plunger, looking everywhere. Like, no, I'm sorry, not a plunger, a fucking mop, looking all over the place for a fucking mop. No mop to be found. So I go and I ask like a few of my coworkers, bosses, all that. I'm like, do we have a mop? And they're like, we don't have a mop. And I'm like, we don't have a mop. No. The toilet is all over the floor. How am I supposed to clean that up? And they're like, well, we don't have a mop. And I'm like, paper towels ain't going to do this. Like, I don't understand. Like, so what I ended up doing was you ever see those cargo blankets that you use on trucks and all that?
Yes.
So what I ended up doing is I ended up taking a cargo blanket from my work, and I ended up taking it and throwing the cargo blanket onto the truck, and then from the truck onto the floor, and it kind of soaked it up. And then I had to take the cargo blanket and throw it in a bag and then throw it in a dumpster outside.
Oh my
and
God.
then have them leave a note for the cleaning lady saying, hey, would you mind mopping the floor because the toilet overflowed because we didn't have a mop. So that was yesterday. That has nothing.
I'm sure Jason's going to ask if you played in the pee.
No, because the poop went down or whatever and all. I mean, it was toilet water, but it was like, it's not like, the poop went down, but the paper didn't. So this thing might have to go soon. But no, but it's the kind of thing. So everything else went down. But and of course, Jason live, he said it's good to see you, Jeff. Tell Jewel he said hey, and then he said he really sucks at bowling and he's never bowling again. So so we make it to today. Of course, today, the Friday before Christmas. Things aren't really supposed to be all that busy or, anything like that. So my boss decides to send me to Philly, South Philly. I was
Sorry.
only supposed to have one delivery. I end up with like one
Sorry.
delivery and a couple other things that are going on. And so I I end up, parking. I had to park on a side street, and I'm
Which,
using my stair climber or whatever. And there's the SEPTA line, the SEPTA train that runs in Philly. So, I'm trying to get over one of those train tracks. And instead of just using the climber function, I didn't think about it. I was like, I'll just give it a little oomph. So I go to give it a little oomph, and there's these little like metal bars that have like rubber on them that protect the equipment from being scratched. So the rubber came slightly down, exposing the top corner of that. So when I went to push, my hand came off the handle and it grazed
oh,
like this, that part. And I looked down on my hand, and like, you ever have like the kind of thing where you kind of scrape your skin a little bit and it's like bunched down? Well, it's like that, but like that long on my hand. And it's just filling up with blood. And I'm like, well, this sucks. So, mind you, I'm delivering to a daycare, a children's daycare, South Philly. So, and not like the good part of South Philly. I'm not sure if there is a good part of South Philly,
no.
but so I go in there and I'm like, hey, I'm bleeding really bad. Do you guys have like any medical supplies or whatever that I can use? So the guy opens a half empty medicine cabinet, and it's like, well, and it's
Ah,
the thinnest gauze I've ever seen in my life. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Okay. So I go wrap it around my hand. And then I had to take clear box tape. They had clear box tape, and I wrapped that around my hand. So I look like I have like some sort of like, glowing fucking hand or whatever and all that. And you could see the blood just kind of coming through it.
look
So
like Thanos, bro.
yeah, yeah. And mind you, like I've already went through like fucking five, six, maybe seven napkins of cleaning the blood up or whatever. And there's children all around and all that stuff. The children are looking at me, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, hey, come here, guys. So they come over. And like, as they come over, just one by one, I just smear the blood on my fingers and I put it on their face. And I'm like, today you become warriors, little one. And like, they're just sitting there looking at me, and the people are like, well, what the fuck is this guy doing? I'm like, hey, this is my gift to them. Today they become warriors. None of that happened except for the fact that I was bleeding all over the place. I should have offered as a peace offering, just like God would be like, try, sample the blood, children, sample it. You may like it. It may change your life. But no, like, so I'm bleeding everywhere. And it's just like, well, fuck. What am I supposed to do? Like, I don't know what else I'm supposed to be doing. So eventually I go to Rite Aid and get all the supplies I need and all that stuff. And they're like, well, you can go to Concentra in, South Philly or whatever and all that stuff. And I'm like, I want to go to Concentra and I would rather lose my entire hand than go to the Concentra in South Philly.
And
Like,
even drive by the
yeah,
concentric.
yeah,
So.
yeah. Like, fuck that. I'd rather and I was like, I have shit to do tonight, like my show. And this is the way, like if I wrestled, I would wrap this 5 or 6 times, and I would go out, like I took the bandage off and put like some of that liquid bandage and shit on it before when I got home. And like it started bleeding just slightly again, but it's like one of those things that like if you touch it or like if it slightly pulls away, like it's gonna bleed, but it's in the part like on my hand, it's like right here. So like as I move my hand like that, like there's no way it's gonna kind of seal itself. And I'm like, if this is still doing it tomorrow, I'm just super gluing the fucker. Fuck it. I don't care. Like, it is what it is. Like, but it's like, I got shit to do. I have my show. So the show goes on either way. So guys, here I am. I possibly could end up needing a stitch or two in my hand, and I'm here live. And that's the way this show goes. This is episode 200. I got to find out about Leilani because she's not here. I know we advertised 7:30. So let me just shoot a message to Erica real quick and find out if Leilani is right at 7:30 or if she's at 8. So let's see.
Got afraid of the Thanos hand, I think.
I did like the Infinity Gauntlet. Like,
Yeah.
so
Your friend's gonna snap and she'll be gone.
yeah. All
While
right.
you're looking there, congratulations on 200, bro. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
man. Like it's been
Crazy.
fun. Like I told everybody, make sure you go over, click the subscribe button down at the bottom. Go over, find the other 199 episodes. Blow through them. You won't be able to blow through them this week. I mean, let's see. Every episode, the early ones averaged about an hour. The ones now average about like hour and 45, 2 hours.
Same.
So
Yeah.
if you went through all of them, probably about like maybe 600 hours worth of content or whatever and all that. So take your pants off, have yourself a good time, watch some old episodes and all that stuff. And Jeff, you were telling me like you're gonna have a packed house for Christmas, man. That sounds absolutely amazing slash depressing all at the same time.
Don't forget terrifying. Terrifying. My wife's grandmother turns 90
Oh well,
On Christmas Eve, right? Dude, she could
congratulations.
probably drink me and beat me under the table. Grandma's badass. Yeah, like she skied till she was like 82, I think, and they had to take her skis away.
Yeah.
She's a beast.
Wait, she was
She's awesome.
skiing at 82?
Yes, she is an incredible ball of energy, man. She's like twice as badass as I am. Like I'm around her and I'm intimidated. That's
Yeah.
how badass she is. And a lot of relatives from out of town, Florida, Wisconsin, etc., are all going to come and eat and
Awesome.
drink. I'm going to be watching football, of course, and getting yelled at. If you notice, I trimmed the shit out of my beard because my wife's
Yeah.
like, "Please do something with that
Mine
crap."
needs to be cut, and I want to do something with my hair. My wife hates it. Like I don't like my hair like long. My wife likes it longer. I don't like it longer, but
She loves
I had to take
this.
off my lights for a little bit because those fuckers would not stay on my head. Save my life. And Leilani will be here at 8. So
Okay.
a lot of times, what'll happen is Erica will book the guest for 8. That's why we did Sedonia at 8 last Sunday.
Yeah.
And we'll start at 7:30 sometime. So you're gonna have to look at our faces. And of course, here's my snap gingerbread man ugly sweater for Christmas. But yeah, man, like definitely like it's weird because everybody asks me what your favorite episodes are. And like,
Yeah.
reflecting back, this is 200. I never thought in a million years when we did episode 1 in 2020, in June of 2020, that we would have 200 episodes. And that's
Yeah.
not counting our fully fermented series, which, is our local feature slash really vintage content from the old TV show and, all that shit. But no, thanks for all the support. Jeff, I was telling you, a little bit before we went hand, like I've been kind of having a week, mentally, all that
Yeah, man.
stuff. Like, you go through it, you never really know what's kind of going on with somebody, so it was like one of those kind of weeks. And, this has become what wrestling was to me. It's my release. It's my chance to be able to shut off what's going on in my regular
Yes.
life and be able to become the character that I am for this show, which, really kind of is, but isn't a character. It's like an amped up, souped up Brock Lesnar, like steroided out version of myself. But I'm able to come here and, be able to not worry about the fact that cheese is $5 for like, 3 minutes or, anything like that. So, but yeah, man, it's fun. And, hopefully we're here for another 200. Of course, one thing unique with this show that's cool that a lot of people like is that not only are we very likable, we have very like great reputation with our guests, but also the fact that we're very lenient scheduling. Like most shows are, okay, we air every Tuesday, every
Yeah.
week. That's it. Me, I'm just like, okay, you want to get on? Fine. We'll add a bonus episode. I don't care. We'll do 5 episodes in January. We'll do 6 episodes in January, whatever. We go live. And that's the thing. That's you never know when we're going to pop up and you never know who it's going to be. Of course, Jeff, you're kind of becoming a staple in the show. It's been kind of hard finding a replacement for Matt. I'm not sure. And, I was talking to Matt the other day or whatever and all that stuff. I don't think, I'm not really sure if I'll ever replace Matt. Like that's the whole thing, this was me and his thing or whatever and all that stuff. But you're kind of becoming like, the second hand. Of course, Tom Nutty, he was the third hand. He's doing his comedy thing. Shout out to him. Congratulations to Tom. He's doing the local comedy stuff. So you will see Tom Nutty again here in the future. But yeah, he's doing his comedy and hanging out and doing his damn thing. And I'm proud of him for that. So,
Sure.
I always said a long time ago, show goes on. Even if I had to do a blood transfusion for many children at a daycare center, feed blood back into my body from my bleeding hand. Like just imagine.
4-year-old Spencer saved your life today. Damn it.
Yes. And not by choice. It's because I stabbed the needle into his heart. And I was like, I need this blood, please. For like a hand that's only like barely bleeding. Like that's please help me. I
But
want to be one of the elite. Please give.
But yeah, I want to thank you at 200 for allowing me to come into this party. It's always a great time. If other people come on, I'm still down to hang out. I love it, man. You do a great job. I love what you do here. And I'm a big fan when I'm not here. I'm still watching. I'm a huge fan. Love it.
Yeah. And I mean, it's going to be fun. As I said, of course, this month, like I wanted to make it to 200 before adding one episode. So, of course, Natasha Nice, she asked us if we could have her on. She's up for a bunch of awards. That is an add-on episode this month. That will be this Wednesday. And then we're back again this Friday with Freya Von Doom. So she will be our final episode of 2023 before we roll in the 2024 and, kick it off on January 6th and, all that stuff. But
just tell Natasha I love her.
Before Leilani Lee comes on, I'm going to get into our new featured beer. So Old Rasputin is done. I killed him last week. I drank the last of his sweet nectar. It came out of his penis and down my throat last week as I slurped it down. And so this week, of course, this is our holiday episode. This is our Christmas bonanza. This is, our 200th episode. So what I have this week is from Abita Brewing. It is Abita Brewing Christmas Ale. So, and when you look at the bottle, like this is amazing. It shows Santa, and he has his coat off. But he doesn't have his reindeer. He has alligators.
Yeah.
Flying alligators. And one thing that I have not had in a while that I enjoy more so than anything else on this show is a description on the bottle.
Yes.
And this one has it. So it says Christmas Ale. Every year at the Abita Brewery, we craft a special dark ale for the holiday season. Then Papa Noel harnesses up his team of gators and makes a special delivery. The recipe changes each year so that Abita Christmas Ale is always the perfect gift. So that's cool. So that's what it is. So it's Papa Noel that's on the front and his alligators. So Papa Noel, thank you for this delicious brew. Make sure you go out, find Abita Brewing, try some of their Christmas ale. Drink about 40 of these on Christmas Day. And like that's just, don't do that, Jeff. That's not a good idea. She's 90. She'll probably beat your ass. 90.
She will beat my ass.
Nothing to fuck with. That's just the whole thing. So, but no, grab some of these for your holiday party. And we are not officially sponsored by Abita or by Christmas Ale, but we will promote them because this is our featured beer. So make sure, if they do see this, shout out guys and send us some product.
And some money. Yeah. Do you guys have access to Mad Elf by Trogs?
Mad Elf. We have had every kind of Trogs that you could possibly have, but Mad Elf. Mad Elf is one of the only ones that we haven't had, and it's hard to find down this way on the holidays. And I go to like some of the same liquors. I want to start going to Total Wine and More because they have more of a selection, but I also want to, sometimes I'm in Jersey or PA or Delaware, grab beers from there. But I feel weird grabbing them, even if they're unopened, and putting them in my work truck when I'm at work and like driving, around with them or whatever. I don't think anybody in my work would care because I'm not drinking them, but it would still be weird because you could get some of the local PA and Delaware and, New Jersey breweries or whatever from that.
Yeah.
I
mean, I say next year I'll meet you halfway or we'll trade off. Did I bring you a 6er of Mad Elf for a 6er of that? Oh my God, yeah.
What we do need to do, and this is an idea that I've been festering about, is that I do want to do an episode of our show with you here and with me there. Like that, like where we're in person or whatever and all that. And we can still run the show the way it is. And it's weird because people always ask me, they're like, well, why don't you do a studio? I'm like, well, the studio thing, like I kind of like the Zoom thing. Like, not that I don't like human interaction, but like a lot of our gimmicks, like that gives me more of a challenge, especially doing it live, of trying to do our gimmicks and our games and, all that stuff in like a studio environment compared to, the way we do it now. So Jeff, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into one of your favorite parts of this show. what we're going to do is we're going to do the featured shot. So the featured shot, of course, this isn't lowering any more than I would expect. But of course, shout out to Bacardi Gold, our current featured shot. Make sure you mix this with stuff. Mix it with Coke.
Anything.
Mix it with cocaine. Snort a bump of cocaine and chug some of this down.
Mix it with piss if you have to.
Rum in general is rough going down on its own. Like if I've already had if I'm like 3 sheets in the wind, I can probably chug this bottle and not feel any pain at all.
No.
But that's the whole thing. If I drink like an entire thing of gin, which is the worst alcohol I've ever drank in my entire life, I could literally drink this and feel no pain. Like this, I could do this all day long and feel nothing. I would not need children's blood to restore my lifeline and my health like do elitists in this country do. Like I do not need that. I do not need, dude, we don't talk about this stuff much, but apparently that Epstein list is supposed to be dropping.
Oh, I know, my God, dude.
Year. And I was like, either a bunch of people are going to off themselves or we're going to get our hopes up and then we're not going to hear anything. And
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a tough list.
We'll be sure to do that. Now, back to our regularly scheduled programming because we don't talk about bullshit like that.
Same.
We are going to get to the Bacardi Gold. So, of course, episode 200 featured beer Christmas Ale by Ibiza Brewing and now Bacardi Gold. So shout out to Bacardi. Feel free to always send us product. I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start doing some mixed drinks with this. That would be cool because I mean, and it's not that I try not to come on, like I try to give like an honest opinion of stuff. And I mean, that's the thing, like liquor is not supposed to taste good. There's
Thank you.
Like that's the thing. Like I hate that someone sits there and they drink it down and they have a tear in their eye and they're like, it's so delicious. No, it's not. It's not supposed to be delicious. It's here to get you drunk. It's here to take you to the magical world where elves exist and all that.
I love the taste of tequila. No, you don't, asshole. It just gets you drunk.
Tequila, and it's like, okay, and some people like the taste of somebody's asshole. That doesn't mean that they sit there and talk about it. Like, okay, I like to lick ass. That doesn't necessarily mean that the ass needs to taste good. You just like to lick that ass, so you're gonna do it either way. Like that, like come on.
Kind of tastes like tequila a little bit.
Yeah,
yeah that oh man, love the taste of. No, you don't. Come on, man. You want to get rid
the taste of that. Do you like the taste of asphalt also? Because I mean, some of this stuff probably tastes worse than asphalt. Not like I've ever tasted asphalt before, but that's what I would assume. So of course, we got this ready right here. So of course, my little, it is winter time, so I have my little tiny Oriole shot glass mug, and so here we go, and down the pipe it goes. That actually wasn't too bad this week. I think what it is the long vials that make it the worst.
Like I've got those too. These things are not pretty.
Yes.
They make every shot magnified in pain. Oh yeah.
You just sit there and and I don't think she's here this week or whatever and all. I normally she do. I think you said she wasn't there, but of course, shout out to your wife Cassie. Of course, she's always saying all kinds of nice stuff about us. I appreciate the comments she made. I think it was on Facebook or whatever.
Yeah, saying you're better looking than me. Awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. But no, it's always fun, like just to have support or whatever in any way. I got, nice little laugh out of that or whatever and all that. I'm like, hey, that's fun, But hey,
she loves it. She loves it.
And I mean, that's the thing. Like, that's why we do this show the way that we do it. And Jason said, he said, yo, Jeff, he's drinking Bud Ice tonight. So wait, original Jason, you're always drinking Bud Ice, my man. So Jason said, when are we gonna have him on the Happy Hour podcast? Jason, you are welcome on this show anytime you want to come on the show. But if you come on the show, man, you gotta talk. You can't be like the way you were at Exotica. We love you, but you kind of walked around and you didn't say much. And then we had you beat up by Janine Jericho and Justice, and
I'm jealous.
You're living your best life, which was amazing. Like, I love that we can do stuff like that. So become a fan of the show, try to out fan Jason, because that's the thing.
Wow.
And we will get you shit whipped as our second number one fan or our third number. We don't have number 1, 2, 3, 4 fans. All of you are our number one fan.
Jason just runs the committee. Everybody's number one fan. Jason,
Jason is the head of the number one fan committee. And every so often he has to walk in and just slap people at will. And that's completely, the way it needs to work and all that stuff. So, of course, my sister, who's actually watching live, she said, do what mom used to do and mix it with Coca-Cola. No lie, I tried it on accident when I was 5 because I thought it was regular Coke. I've made so many times as a kid. And of course, shout out to my mom. We're gonna see them, of course, this Sunday for Christmas. And my mom was a huge rum and Coke drinker. Like
Really?
yeah, like she would drink
Oh,
Bacardi and Coke all the time. Like my wife Jess, she's huge. She's Crown and Coke. She loves Crown and Coke. So, but as I said, every time I say Coke, I can't help but to think of cocaine.
you're
Like,
right. It's
like
like
okay,
that's in
like
your brain.
yeah, like I mean that's the thing. It's like when you say Crown and Coke, I feel like you're wearing a crown and you're taking a bump of Coke. Like that's the whole thing. But
Didn't know that was possible.
yeah, it's like I did not know that was possible. It's like it is. All you do is you make yourself look like a king. You put on a crown. It is going to be a wild episode once Leilani gets here because we're not even into what we have on our agenda yet. I want to save all the good stuff for her once she gets here.
Yeah,
So
we're
you know
all this great
that's what
comedy and
yeah, and I mean, me and you were just rolling on, and that's what's the magic about the show is that people have an agenda they stick to. I don't have a fucking agenda. We're just like, hey, we're gonna be here, and you're gonna deal with us, or you're not. If you do, good for you. You're in for a great ride. If not, then whatever. Go put your hand in a garbage disposal and not watch the show. I don't care. But watch out putting your hand in a garbage disposal because if you get stuck then someone may creep up behind you because we all
oh
know with this show and we all know with stuck porn. I saw there Jodie West, I think, did a scene where she was trying to retrieve her wedding ring out of the garbage disposal.
wow.
Her hand got
Wonder wonder how that ended.
well, she got unstuck, but that was after being stuck for a while, and she got stuck a few other ways as well. So,
Yes.
but yeah, and I mean that's the thing. It's like, and you know what's funny? Every single time I put my hand in a garbage disposal to fish something out, I think of that scene. And like I'm just kind of like, oh, shot glass fell in the garbage disposal. So I look around.
So that happens to you too, I think.
Like,
I thought it
like,
was just
like
me.
literally, I'll be the only one home, and I'll look around make sure if I get stuck, there's no one here that's gonna stick me. And I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna reach down into this. And the dogs are looking at me like, you fucking moron, there's no one here. And it's like, I don't know. There could be a horny ghost here, and I
Oh
just
my-
don't know. And as soon as I put my hand in there, he's like, yeah, bitch, what's up? And it's just like,
over.
all right, well, looks like that invisible dick is giving me a little bit of something tonight. Like that's the whole thing. But no, I think what it was is Cassie, she made the comment around like, I'm a good looking guy, but I'm dirtier than Howard Stern or whatever,
Yes.
which I kind of like as I said, I always take like anything like any kind of compliment. Like I always try like someone once considered this show the poor man, poor man's poor man, poor man, poor man's poor man Rogan podcast. And just for us to be named with that same name, even
Yeah.
though in that context, I'm 100%. I was like, that's awesome. I'm glad somebody considered us as that. So, but no, I mean, as I said, sports here. Everybody's tuning in. Of course, we're making a little bit of money off you guys from our supers with, questions and all that stuff. We're not making a ton, but be sure to go over to our merch store. We have a little bit of everything and anything. We have t-shirts, we have hoodies, we have stickers. Get a sticker and throw it on, your fireplace. Throw it on your mini fridge downstairs.
No,
Throw it
stick
on
it
your
on the local gas station gas pumps so
uh,
people see it. That's like a big trick.
yes.
A lot of places do it now. Slap it on the gas pump, let everybody come up and see it.
Yes. Let everybody come up and see it. And that's the whole thing. And
The sticker.
if you're a female, put it on your nipples. Use them as pasties. Like that's the thing.
Right?
Like what better than to walk in and go to have sex with your man and you have happy hour podcast stickers on. And he may not even know what the show is, but that's the magic of it. It's
They will.
now he's gonna be like, who the fuck is on her nipple? And they're like, then we get another view. And that's the way magic happens and the way everything works and all that stuff.
If you're pissed off at us, drop it in the comment section.
I mean, that's the thing. And as I said, like normally our our show runs about 2 hours. This is episode 200 and our Christmas special, so we may very well run a little bit over 2 hours, especially, Leilani, she's coming in about 30 minutes after the fact of of us starting. So, we may very well run a little bit, because of that. But
I'll make eggs, dude.
Yeah, it is what it is. And Jeff, by the way, what are you drinking, man? Like you didn't get into what you were drinking.
Tonight, one of the legends, one of the classics, the true beer drinkers will know the Vermont classic known as Heady Topper. One of the legendary beers. Yes, a lot of beer enthusiasts. There's two that always stick out: Pliny the Elder,
Okay.
and of course Heady Topper. And I love it. Local beer distributor had some 4-packs. Always have to score it. I got to score some for you. The Alchemist is a brewery, Heady Topper.
Yeah.
A little bit later, I'm also sporting another Eagle banana bread. And for some unknown reason, I've got this nasty habit of taking my wife's vape and puffing on it. If she's watching, she's going to beat my ass.
Yeah, I saw you doing the vape or whatever. Oh, so you're not supposed to be doing her vape.
No.
Oh, shit.
No.
Oh, like, I've never vaped. I don't get the whole vape thing, but what flavor vape is that? Like,
it's, I think it's like strawberry and something. It's pretty damn
I thought
good.
You were going to say strawberry and ass, and I was going to be like, if you say strawberry and ass, I'm leaving. Like
There's a little bit of ass in there. I can kind of taste ass. Like I don't know what my wife's doing with this thing when I'm not home.
Yeah. You're just like, honey, what are you doing with this vape? Why is this vape strawberry and ass? I don't understand. Like, what is this? Like, and our guest Leilani, she's going to be joining us momentarily. She's I think she's getting set up. She is in the room, so you guys probably can't see her quite yet at home. But she is getting set up, and then once she's here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to rock and roll with all of our shenanigans. Me and Jeff have been just kind of shooting the shit and just kind of, I don't know what it is. Like, I feel like that's just kind of the magic in it is that when hey, what's up? How you doing?
Hi.
Hey.
Look, she came festive and all that stuff. Look at that. That's awesome.
Happy 200th episode, guys.
Thank you.
That is festive as shit. Look at that outfit. Sorry.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I said, like when we first started this crazy show, I never ever thought on episode 1 that it would be where it is. Of course, shout out to Pod Nation TV, shout out to Rob from there. Of course, we're on Roku and Fire TV. A lot of shows aren't able to have that, so they tracked us down. We're one of the main shows there. Of course, I do a lot of stuff behind the scenes with that, so it's great being able to have that. But Leilani, you're here, so we're talking about a lot of Christmas stuff. So of course, you look very festive yourself. So
thank you.
Start off with, so I guess you have a tree. And
if you have a tree.
Okay, so are you a color lights or a white light?
Oh,
I'm actually a white light.
Okay. You're on the same plateau with my wife. She's a white light. I like color lights. We just inherited a tree where you can do both. And it has a mix of both, and like now we're kind of on like a happy medium with that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
what colors are you choosing? What colors do you choose the most?
Well, we do see, it's weird because we can do plain white, we can do multicolored, which is the multicolored, and then we can do multicolored and white mix. So that's what we do is multicolored and white mix. But my wife's always kind of wanted to get she's always kind of like you ever see those like all blue trees? Like those are kind of cool too, as the ones with the blue. Yeah. And the reason why I ask you about the tree is because we're getting ready to get into one of our first Drunken news articles. Like we're not like any other show. We just don't bombard you with questions. Wherever we end up is where we end up. So the first news article actually involves a Christmas tree. So let's see. It says woman accused of trying to steal a Christmas tree by hiding it in her vagina. So, woman accused. So, this is the title: Woman accused of trying to steal a Christmas tree by hiding it in her vagina. So,
what?
Yes. It says a Walmart store in Cincinnati faced the strangest shoplifting attempt in history. A would-be thief lost consciousness while trying to insert a 7-foot tall plastic Christmas tree into her vaginal cavity. So, yeah. And
they also call that a night with Jeff. 7 feet.
I feel like this must be like the 50-foot woman because, like, I don't know, I'm not a rocket scientist, but I don't think she's taller than 7 foot. But so, okay, so according to the police report, 43-year-old Wanda Brown took a 7.5-foot slim Yuletide pine. They said it in detail, slim Yuletide pine Christmas tree with her inside the store's restroom with the intent of inserting it entirely into her body cavities and steal it.
Holy shit.
It says, unfortunately for her, the pain caused by the insertion was too great and she lost consciousness before the end of the process. Well, no fucking shit. She was found laying bloodied and senseless on the floor in the middle of the restroom by other customers who immediately decided to call 911. Lucy Myers, one of the women who found Miss Brown and called the paramedic, says she thought that the woman had been a victim of an extremely savage aggression. When I saw her, at least 2 feet of a huge Christmas tree had been shoved down her genital cavity. I thought it was the work of a sex maniac. There's just some sort of like crazed person going around attacking women in bathrooms and just shoving Christmas trees in their pussies. Just it's just the Grinch. Just like, you know, just stabbing someone. Just like what the fuck? Like, and it says, according to the CPD spokesman, Captain Terrell Harris, the officers were in disbelief when they saw the footage of the security cameras and understood that the woman's wounds were self-inflicted during an ill-conceived criminal plan. So there's fucking security footage of her dragging the street.
We need it.
Like this, that like I pull these stories from the titles. And my first read is normally live, so this is blowing me away also. And it says she was transported to the University of Cincinnati Medical Center, where doctors considered her condition critical but stable, but no longer fear for her life. She suffered from severe lacerations, necessitating over 375 stitches and lost more than 2 liters of blood.
What?
Fuck, I thought me cutting my hand at work earlier was bad, the little bit of puddle of blood I had in my hand, but Jesus, this bitch lost 2 liters of blood. Like, fuck. And it says she hasn't regained consciousness yet, but doctors expect her to do so within the next few days. So Leilani, I'm going to ask you this. You are a retail worker and you see this woman dragging this tree. Like, I don't know if she took it in the box, if this was a display tree, whatever it was. Like, I visualize her.
Don't say in the box.
Behind her back to the bathroom. And she's gone for a while. And then next thing you know, you're like you go to your boss and you're like, yeah, this bitch just went into the bathroom with a tree. Like, I don't know. And she's like, just go look. She's probably stealing ornaments or the lights or something. And you go in and witness the horror of 2.5 feet of this tree shoved up into this woman. What is your reaction? What do you do? Like, right? Imagine seeing that.
Probably make sure she's still alive,
yeah,
first and foremost. And then get someone to come in there with me to like make sure what I'm seeing is real.
Oh my God.
I need a double glance. Is there really a tree in this woman's vagina right now? Like, I need to know. And I mean, that's the thing. Like, if it's a display tree, is it fully decorated? Like, did she plug it in and turn the lights on before it started the journey? Like, you know, there's a lot of elements. Like, there's a lot that I'm unpacking right now of how
I feel like she was high. She had to have been high as hell.
Gotta be something.
Well, what
wasn't that high? But...
Yeah, what makes it better is there's a photo of her and the tree in question. So there's a photo of her and the tree in question. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that up real quick. Let me hit share screen. So that is the woman and that is the tree in question. Now, I don't know if
poor tree.
the woman before or after the tree insertion, but I feel like the look on her face may have been after the tree insertion.
Yes.
Well, there goes the answer. So it was a tree that was already put up. She just took the display tree.
Yeah.
She looks a little...
Looks a little
like not all there. Like, I would assume that someone is not all there. with that. So, and of course,
Bet I can fit it.
yeah. And I feel like she looks like she's like 5'1". So imagine that, like she's standing there and she's looking over this tree, like this big show. If you watch wrestling, this big show caliber size tree, Paul White size tree, and she's just sitting there looking at it like, I can get that inside me. I'm fine. Like, imagine if it went all the way in there and like, you know how like the branches like kind of pop out or whatever. Like, imagine this goes into her and then like the branches pop out and like part of it comes out of her mouth.
Comes out of her ear.
Yeah. Like there's a star just like what the
Just
fuck?
a skewered, right?
Yeah.
Just popping out of everywhere.
She's a tree kebab at this point. Like
Yeah.
she's literally like a Christmas tree kebab. Like, yeah. So of course it's the holiday season. So Leilani, do you have any like wild Christmas or wild holiday memories that you can recall?
I think one of the wildest Christmas memories that I have would be just I think that any year that you get with your family, you're gonna have some memories that are just wild. And honestly,
Yeah.
there's one specific memory. I don't want to be too specific because I don't want to alienate anyone in my family. But there was a Christmas when I had everyone at my house, and there was a couple there that was just crazy. They could not be satisfied with anything that was going on.
Yeah.
We were very accommodating to them, and no matter what we did and how accommodating we were, they were totally wild and crazy to the point where cops were called and just it was crazy. Yeah, and yeah, our guests and we got written. We had been living in the apartment for several years, and we had never had a write up. We got written up all by our all because of our Christmas guests. Yeah. So I feel like that was like really honestly my most recent wild holiday experience. It was my last Christmas I hosted as well.
You know what? As a matter of fact, it was so bad. I'm now Jewish. I'm no longer celebrating Christmas. It is now just Hanukkah in this house. We're gonna light this menorah. Yeah. We're gonna give gifts for 8 nights straight, and that's it. Fuck y'all. Christmas is no more. Like there is no more fat man in a suit that's coming down the chimney. This isn't gonna happen. So
exactly. Mm-hmm. So I think that was like the wildest thing. Like I put like a lot of time and care into being a good host. Like
that's the bitch of it.
Anything you could imagine. Even like, hey, we don't want to sleep on the couch. Can we sleep in your bed? Yeah, go for it. Hey, we didn't rent a car and we don't have a car. Can we take your car? Yeah, go for it. Okay, just don't hear from them all day. It was so crazy.
Wow.
Jesus, that is insane. And
the holiday guest from hell.
Knowing what I got coming up on Christmas Eve and like my wife's grandmother's 90th birthday and like 30 some people from Florida, Wisconsin, etc. I'm scared to hit to death now. I'm terrified. Thank you, Leilani.
Just make sure there's lots of drinks, lots of space, lots of entertainment and distractions.
Yeah, Granny's gonna sit there and look at Jeff and be like, "When you're gonna drink some more, you bitch," or like something like looking right in his eyes. It's just eyes to sunglasses and be like, "You're not drinking enough, bitch."
Grandma's gonna be slapping shots of tequila, and I'm gonna be like just sipping on my beer here. And Grandma's gonna get up and knock me out.
Leilani, have you done any Christmas themed scenes, whether it be for a studio or whether it be for OnlyFans or something like that? Have you done any Christmas themed scenes?
As a matter of fact, I'm happy that you just asked that because I actually did do a Christmas scene and it actually was released today. Yeah. So with the TS Slayer. So shout out to TS Slayer. We filmed it at Gia Gun Studios out here in LA and we just released it today. Yeah.
Nice.
It was a fun breaking. It was mostly what'd you say?
Yeah, I said breaking news first.
Yeah. So, I haven't even made an announcement yet. As a matter of fact, it's gonna release at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
It's
see what happens in the 200th episode? You get breaking news.
So that's breaking 6 o'clock. So you're in LA. So I guess that's 9 o'clock our time. So 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern, 6 o'clock Central Time. It is going to release. So make sure when you are done viewing this live, Okay, but when you're done viewing this live, because this show may still be going at that point, you instantly bump over to TS Slayers and you watch that scene. So,
Oh no, it's T.S. Slayer was my co-star, but it's
okay.
either my OnlyFans or his OnlyFans.
Oh, okay. So there you go. That's even better. OnlyFans. Head over there,
Only
OnlyFans. Make sure you support, sign up, and view that scene with Leilani and TS Slayer. So, yeah,
There's a lot of Christmas magic in it.
nice. So
the most wonderful time of the year.
I've always wanted and I'm a weird guy, and that's the thing.
Yes.
People who come
Aren't
in,
we all?
it's always a weird experience, but it's a fun, weird experience. Like I always sat there and thought that I always wanted someone who had a Prince Albert to hang a Christmas ball from their dick. Like, you know how an earring hooks, they just hang, and it's just a single Christmas ball or a mistletoe or something like that. Like, I'm like, that right there, I'm jizzing in my pants instantly because that's
Hopefully someone with a Prince Albert is taking notes right now.
Yeah, right. And you put the Christmas ball outside the zipper and zipper it up with the Christmas ball just hanging there.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm inventive. I'm telling you.
That's a game changer. And then what you could do also is you could take garland and wrap little garland around your shaft. And it's just this whole at this point, this is it. This can be the porn parody of the girl trying to shove the 7-foot tree in her vagina.
Yes.
Yeah.
Decorate up the dick, and then it's just okay, now
I didn't get to share, sorry, but back to that situation. So I was imagining her climbing on top of the shelf and just diving pussy first onto the top of the tree.
I wish.
To just get it.
That would be so much better.
But then I remembered you said that she brought it into the bathroom. So I was like, well, I guess she just drug it. And they're probably, the employees were probably already looking at her what the hell? Because, they never stopped them. So I feel like she should have just left with it. She would have been better off leaving with it, just walking out the door with it. That's how I know she was high.
Yeah, and I mean, we live in a world now where literally you can go to Walgreens and steal $12,000 worth of merchandise and walk out the door. Why are you?
And they sit there like this. They just record you. We're recording you. We're recording you. You guys getting them? And it doesn't really.
I'm out.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you don't just sit there and see someone in the makeup aisle of Walgreens just jumping that shit into themselves okay, I'm gonna get out of here so that makes me pose the question now, how many things do people shove in their ass or their vagina or whatever to get it out of someplace? And I mean, I used to work in retail myself, and we used to bust a lot of people shoplifting. I worked with my best friend's mom. She was 5'2", badass bitch. She would chase people down to the park, hog tie them. This is a woman who was stabbed 9 times during a robbery years before I knew her son, and fucking still whatever. She survived by putting a peg hook through the guy's eye or whatever and all that. Just complete bet. And I not one time I'm actually kind of upset that we never found something in somebody. You sit there and stop them from shoplifting, and there's just a shirt just dangling like a horsetail out of their ass or something. And it's just okay, you know what?
Horsetail.
Yeah. It's just just keep it. You know what? You went to a lot of trouble, right? It's almost like traffic on it. People do
That's funny. Okay, so it's on the lines of what you're saying. The other day I was on Twitter or X, and what is it called? Oh, loss prevention team. They had someone. Okay. They were dragging him to the back because he stole something. So now they're dragging him to the back to detain him for the police. Yeah. He reached into his pants, shit it on his hand, smeared it all over his face.
Oh yeah,
and they let him go. That's exactly what he did.
Let him go. Oh my god!
And then they just let him go, and he walked away with shit all smeared on his face. You can literally go look. You can go find it right now.
Line of fighting a naked person. We used to when we were younger. If you don't want to fight someone, just get naked, because no one wants to fight a naked guy. That's just the whole thing. So.
Well, it depends on the quality of the nudity.
Yes. Yes. It depends. Is it Ron Jeremy nudity or is it Ryan Gosling nudity?
I mean, my wife sees me naked. She wants to beat me up every time. It's not good. So there's bad nudity. I get it. Get it.
So Leilani, of course, being in the industry, have you yourself, and this is one of our more common questions, which we have almost every episode. Have
Oh.
you had any porn related injuries?
I will say I haven't had any porn-related injuries as of yet, but I've had moments. There's this one week where I filmed every day in Canada, and my body was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like honestly, by the end of it all, I don't even know how I got on the plane and got home because my body was like just totally locked up.
Wow.
So
You just locked.
yeah, just like everything was just like locked up. And I told myself, I was like, oh, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna take a break. I
Your
always
body,
tell myself I'm gonna take a break, but I haven't since I
Yeah,
started.
well, I mean, that's where the money is. Why take a break?
so every day.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
was that 30 days straight or was that 31 days straight or
Oh no,
like
just the week. It was just the
just a
week.
week?
It's
Okay.
only a
Yeah,
week.
and we
So
filmed four
wow.
scenes.
Okay, like a regular work week. So just a week. Okay. So
It was, yes. And if you guys know anything about a set, it starts early in the morning. It can go up to 12 hours sometimes. So it
Yeah.
was 4 days of filming nonstop, two different movies. One was a 2-part movie,
48
and then
hours of it.
yeah,
God.
just
See,
getting
everybody,
fucked all day, every day.
right? Everybody thinks it's so glamorous and fun.
It's not.
48 hours, your body gets locked crooked.
yeah,
For the
Yeah,
love
and then
of God.
the director was committed to getting the shots she wanted. So she had me in positions and it was so crazy. But I did it. So far that was like the most porn related bodily injury I've had so far.
Give
my
us,
God. Like,
give us a
I feel
little,
like
give us a little semi outlook of the worst position.
Um
Small little semi pose of it. Right, sorry, brother. It's 200.
you're fine. You're fine.
like oh my gosh, like so it was in a garage. It was in a garage.
Like a
I
nice
can't even do the
garage.
position, but it was like it was a nice garage. It was at one of the film crew's homes, and they had like a hangar garage. It was a huge garage, and they had 4 semi truck tires stacked on each other. And so I'll show you guys. So I'm like this.
On top of the tires.
Yeah, on the tires, like
That's
trying
kinda
to stay
hot,
on the tires, and it was a lot. So yeah, that is an example of,
Rocks.
and then I'm just like trying to hold on, and they're wide, they're
Yeah,
wide, and there's
How
like,
many did you say it was 4 tires set?
it was like 4 tires.
Jesus
Yes.
Okay, so
Christ.
now imagine this. Like you said,
And
she
Sky
got
Knox is on a step, and he's just like trying to get it because you want to get the
Yeah.
insert, you want to see the penetration. So it was
yeah.
it was
Yeah.
like a lot. It was so much.
I feel like the director is just sitting there and she's wearing a
Yeah,
monocle.
she's like, oh no, more.
Cross,
More.
like wearing a
Yeah,
monocle.
she's like saying, oh.
Yeah,
And she was French. I loved her.
Nice.
Shout out to the whole production team in Canada. It was so,
She's
it
over
was
the
so
tires.
fun.
She said, let's get some brake pads in there and timing belt. Let's get a belt in there.
Yeah.
And
She's like, more.
Yeah.
And I'm
Build the whole
like, this
damn
is
car.
really not possible. But
Oh.
she's like, more.
They're,
And I
they're
want to
just-
get casted again. So, of course, I'm doing what I need to do.
they're just like, all right, look, what we need from you is we need you to shimmy down into the middle of these tires. And
Now
then
that's
things
something.
are going to happen from that. While you're down in the tires like this and you can't move your arms, somebody's just going to move in front of your face. And she's like, wait
You're
a minute,
not
hold
right.
a second. Wait
Yeah.
a damn minute. Like, I think you said your body was locked up. Like, you're going through the airport and, like, your body's just, like, programmed to what's going on. So, like, when
Yeah.
you go by people, like, every time you go near a dick, it does like a jerk off motion or like it programmed your body to be like, okay, I'm ready at any time for this to just happen.
We
Like,
create magic here at the Happy Hour podcast.
and with that being said, welcome to the happy hour.
Thank you. Thank you. I am so happy to be here. Thank you guys for having me. And for your guys' 200th episode, that's so special.
Yeah.
So,
And
appreciate
that's
you
the
guys.
thing. I told Erica, I was like, we worked with Erica for a very long time. Shout out to Erica Icon from the Rub
Yes.
we've been with her since episode 7. Episode
Wow.
7.
Oh,
So-
lucky
no,
number
actually, I'm sorry.
7.
I'm sorry.
Right?
Episode 3. Episode 3
Okay.
was the
Okay.
first actual physical guest we had was Sophia West, and it was provided through Erica. So we have been with Erica for all 200 episodes. We've been working with her, and I told her, I was like, for 200, I want one of your guests, on the show. So,
Yeah. Well, I'm so honored to be on the show with you guys, and shout out to Erica Icon. I love her so much. I was
and you
so
view
excited.
a lot of our stuff. I see a lot of times on Instagram and all that, like you viewed our story and all that. So I thank you for going on and viewing our stuff because
Yeah, of
you're
course.
getting yourself into. Like we get people a lot of times that are outside of the porn world that have no idea what they're getting themselves into. And then on the show and they're like,
Well, do you guys
I'm
want to know a
just like,
secret?
Yes.
This is my first time doing an actual live show. I
Really?
don't do
well,
Yeah, I don't do Instagram live. I've went live on my OnlyFans a couple of times, but I haven't. And so this
Yes.
is my first time just being live, indirect, and
Yeah,
yeah. So
That's
Yeah, and
awesome.
make sure anybody in the live stream, if you have any questions or comments for Leilani, make sure you post them. I check every so often periodically. But no, that's great. Awesome. Thank you for letting us be your first.
yeah, of course.
We
Yeah.
appreciate it. So
we're your
Hopefully my bangs
first.
look
yeah,
okay.
we're your
You're
first.
good.
That's
On point.
amazing.
Bangs on point. Yeah, and I'm telling you, and the magic of doing it live. I do mine live. Ray does his live. It's a natural reaction.
Oh yeah.
It's a natural laugh, it's a natural shock. Like they talk about my shock looks on my face. It's all natural. It's real shit. And I love it.
True, it's
I mean,
true.
Like your outfit. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing, and I always say, like, and my background, and I everybody who views this show knows this is I did pro wrestling 20 plus years, and my background is you're in a ring, and you need to figure out what the fuck goes wrong while you're there. Like, if you can't figure out, like you're in the ring and you blow your spot, you need to figure out where to go. And when I started doing this, I was like, that's all I know is doing stuff live, is being able to call or adjust or whatever at a moment's notice and redirect or do whatever it is we need to do. And people are blown away by that. I'm like, that's the wrestler in me. Like when we tape stuff, it doesn't feel, it feels weird to me. Like I'm like, it feels scripted, like whatever. Like I want to be live like that.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. It's the magic of being live.
you
So,
said blow your you said blow your spot. If you blow your spot in Leilani's field, you're done.
yes.
You're out of business, dude. You can't blow your spot there.
So, Leilani, of course, you just did a Christmas themed scene. So what do you think? Santa? Do you think Santa is the Santa we all know and love? Or do you think Santa is a known felon? Like, because there's things out there that could show that he could be a known felon.
Did you guys see the recent movie? What was it called? Oh my God. Oh my God, what is it called? What is the movie called? I'm so mad because I just watched this movie about Santa Claus.
Okay.
And I really do feel like that's an accurate version of Santa.
Wow.
It is called it's on Peacock and I just watched it.
Is it by any chance, does it have the guy who's in Stranger Things?
Yes.
Okay. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Please tell me what it's called because I cannot think of it.
Okay. It's on
it's called Violent Night. It's called Violent Night.
Violent Night.
Yes.
Violent Night.
It is so awesome. If nobody out there has seen Violent Night, make sure you check that out. David Harbour is so fucking awesome.
Yes.
Like
I think that is a very accurate depiction of Santa, especially in today's society. Like just fucking totally over it.
Yes.
I was gonna say if I'm Santa, if I'm Santa, women 21 and over can earn any present they want. Little zip of Santa's pants. Let's go. Sit on the lap.
So
let's get you that new computer you need.
So I came across an article on a lawyer website, and it says Santa Claus, jolly old man, or a calculating criminal. And these lawyers get into how Santa could be a criminal. And it says he trespasses on land. And it says trespass the land is the physical invasion of a plaintiff's real property and
Wow.
usually occurs when the defendant intentionally enters the plaintiff's land without permission. Open and shut case here. Santa lands his sleigh on people's roofs, then breaks into their homes through their chimneys. Now, I suppose you could argue that he has
Wow.
permission to come into some people's homes, but work with me here. So that's very, very true. Like, I mean, he and Santa has always been like a master of the breaking and entering. The next one is trespassing animals. So it says the owners of livestock or other animals are strictly liable for property damage caused by the animals trespassing onto another's land, even if the owners exercise the utmost care to prevent the animals from escaping. You can't tell me that 9 reindeer, each weighing the average of 180 to 260 pounds, landing on a person's roof will not cause damage.
Not to mention deer shit.
Yeah. Now, the big question here is whether the reindeer are domestic animals or wild animals. And even if reindeer in general are considered wild animals, should Santa's reindeer be considered domesticated? Has Santa domesticated his reindeer? If the reindeer are considered wild, then strict liability applies. If they are, on the other hand, considered domesticated, then there is no strict liability unless Santa knows or has a reason that these reindeers are dangerous. So that is the point. Like, imagine the reindeer not being domesticated. They're just doing whatever the fuck that they want.
That's a lot of thought.
Imagine they kind of rebel and they fly like different ways or some shit. Like what happens like if they have like a disagreement? Like Donner doesn't agree with Blitzen, or Blitzen doesn't agree with Prancer, or they're mad because Rudolph's always in the front or some shit like that. Like, I mean, that's the whole thing. It's like, what happens then? Like, does Santa have to like talk these reindeer like off the ledge? Like he's just like, all right, look, this is the way it is. I have 9 million homes I need to get to. You need to figure this shit out.
I feel like there's like an elf assistant that we just don't know about that's with him that tends to the deer. Because there's no way he can tend to the deer, keep them in line, and just have everything going. I feel like he has like an assistant. What do you guys think?
I like that.
I think so. Yeah.
Especially for the deer. A deer handler.
He has someone that shit whips those deer. They get out of control. Like someone that just sits there and they're like, all right, you know what? I didn't want to beat you, Donner, but now you're getting an ass whooping. And he just plays that shit.
And I tell you what, that motherfucker eats all those cookies and drinks all that milk. Where's he going to the bathroom?
Oh my God.
He's
Yeah.
gotta go to the bathroom.
That's why you need to watch Violet Night.
Oh,
so
yeah?
accurate.
Oh,
Yes. So you haven't, Jeff, you haven't watched it yet?
No.
Oh, it's on
I am
Peacock.
You
now.
have to watch
I
it.
watched it last year as soon as it became
I
available.
take notes.
I watched
every
it this
time I do
year.
this show.
I kind of didn't want to watch it. Krampus is actually my favorite Christmas movie. And I kind of, and Violet Night, I was like, I kind of just didn't want to watch it. I thought it was going to be just another, like whatever. But then when I watched it, it's pretty unique and it's pretty, I love it. It's really fun. It really does.
Does Santa get laid at all?
No.
Damn it, Santa.
So
now
that you brought up Krampus, we are now going to actually take a hard left because that's how we do on the show. I didn't even finish the list that I had, but now that you brought it up, we are going to redirect and we are going to get into our 12 smash or dashes of Christmas right here on the Christmas edition. Of course, we're doing this all of the month of December, so our next 2 episodes are going to have this as well. We've only done this. The only other time we did it was October, and it was a huge hit. So what we're going to do is we're going to show a series of photos on the screen of Christmas-related characters. And what you're going to do is you're going to tell us if you would smash or if you would dash.
Okay.
So let me go ahead and get these ready. And then we are going to rock and roll with the Christmas smash and dash right here on episode 200. So here's the first one. So of course, the first one is the one and only Jack Skellington. Would you smash or dash Jack Skellington?
Smash. I love a dark, mysterious type of guy.
Okay.
He got it quick.
Like most people, like they have no problem with him being just like 3 pencils like crafted together, like size wise. Like this man is literally like something I would craft in like shop class at school. Like that.
To me, the way he's built, like he's really tall and really skinny.
Yeah.
To me, that means that he probably has a pretty big dick.
Okay.
Damn, look at Jack.
So
Damn,
Jack-
get it, Jack.
Jack is packing. So
So smash.
he reminds me of Slender Man. If you know who Slender Man is, like that.
I do.
So the next one is Krampus, but not the Krampus you see in the movie. This is old school Krampus. This is the Krampus. I'm gonna lick your ass from top to bottom with a long tongue Krampus. And also, look, he has the hook, he has the whip. The only thing that kind of offsets this off is the terrified, crying children in his backpack. That's about to happen. So,
I'm gonna have to be honest and give Krampus a good dash. It's really scary.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
Krampus has gotten any.
But his companion, just on the strength of his companion.
I think you're the first. I think you're the first
I'm
one that
outta
hasn't
here.
smashed. I think you're the first one that hasn't smashed Krampus because everybody talks about the whips and all that. I didn't know.
Well,
Really?
normally with Krampus, I talk them into it somehow.
Yeah, you
But-
do.
And like it's weird because Jack has performed well, and Leilani, we brought this up on other episodes. Is I want to do down the line once we do enough of these, Smash or Dash the Tournament of Champions, because last month in October, Freddie and Michael Myers stole Smash.
Oh yeah.
Like yeah. So I want to get like all the ones. So Jack Skellington is another one who's been performing really well. The next one is the Jim Carrey version of The Grinch.
You know what? I think that I'm gonna smash. He's
Oh,
had such a hard
Another
He's had such a hard life and so disappointing. And especially around this time of year, I really want to make this time of year a really rememberable time and really turn around the feelings that he has around this time of year. So every time Christmas comes up, he'll always remember the moment that we had.
you went
Wow.
okay.
And
Deep.
it will probably save Who Bill because he won't.
You
he will
might
not.
save the fucking planet.
Yeah.
and also Jim Carrey's Grinch is also undefeated in this.
Well,
so
yes,
far.
it is. Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, and I do love that Grinch.
Yeah, that is so great. And a lot of people forget also if anybody follows rock music, the Pretty Reckless, their lead singer Taylor Momsen was Cindy Lou Who.
Yes.
So it's
It
crazy.
makes me look at so I don't judge. I think that her appearance and the way she is pretty hot.
Yeah.
But when I look at her in The Grinch, it kind of makes me look at her differently. Like, oh my God, like this child is going to be like, what is she going through behind the scenes of Cindy Lou?
I know, and she becomes this mega like rock star.
Yeah, I was actually just watching because it's on they have 25 Days of Christmas on TV and they just play the same two movies the whole time. So the Grinch,
Yeah.
25 days of two movies over and over.
Yes. Yes.
So what about Slash from Gremlins? What about Slash from Gremlins?
Well, you guys know I like a dark and mysterious evil type of guy.
With ugly teeth.
I'll be smashing.
Yeah.
A lot of people say no because of his teeth. And I'm like, well, he can just get veneers. Like he can have those things.
Well, I feel like this is a picture of him before he got his veneers put in and he just got the teeth shaved down because he is getting veneers.
Yeah.
And I can see the vision.
Yeah, he got ready for smash and dash. He's not an idiot.
Yeah.
He wants to get smashed.
He's ready to fuck. Like that face says, I'm ready to fuck. Like that.
And I'm gonna wet him up so he can spit out some company and we can just have a party. That's another reason why I'm gonna smash. Because it's like you don't know.
He's like a built-in orgy.
You're gonna make him a dirty leather dad.
Yeah.
So here's the next one. Jack Frost. What about Jack Frost? And it could be either the what's his name?
Keaton.
Michael Keaton version, or it could be the horror movie version. If you've ever seen the horror movie version of
I have not seen the horror movie version, but this is for sure the horror movie version. And
That's actually been an argument on the show on whether or not that photo is from the horror version. And people were like, it's not. I'm like, it definitely is. I'm like,
It
that's
definitely
the
is.
horror version of the movie. So
I think that I'm going to have to dash.
okay, you're gonna dash. You're gonna
Yeah.
dash. You don't want any carrot penis today. So that, and of course in the horror version,
Carrot penis.
I don't know if you know who Shannon Elizabeth is, but that was technically Shannon Elizabeth's first movie. She wasn't like it wasn't official credit, but that was her first movie before American Pie was the 1997 horror version of Jack Frost. So
Oh, let me look her up. I'm looking her up right now.
yeah. So Shannon
She's so hot.
yeah, and if you've ever seen any of the American Pies, American Pie 1, American Pie 2, she's the foreign exchange student that was
You
in
guys, that's him. That's literally him from. I'm looking at them in the tub right now.
Yes, yes, that's the scene
Yes,
the
that's him. Like I don't know if you can see. I don't know
yes,
if you can see.
yes, that is the scene right there. Yes,
That is definitely the one.
yes, that is it.
It's
And
giving
when you really
dash.
how Jack
And
Frost
after seeing this part, I'm so glad I'm dashing. That's why I'm dashing. That's what I imagined it would be like. Dash.
yes, yes.
Big carrot and all.
And then there's the Grim Reaper from Scrooged. The Grim Reaper from Scrooged.
Yeah.
Oh.
Other receipt. You know what? Jack Black has given me so much already that I think I'm gonna give him a dash. This is like his twin brother that is being rejected.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah.
this is like the twin brother that wants to wear a different type of outfit.
Yes.
It's the
So I've already
twin
got this
brother.
brother, so I'm just gonna dash with him.
It's the twin brother that saw you smash him, so figures he gets a shot. No.
Yeah,
Don't
he's
work
not gonna get a
Yeah.
shot.
It don't work that way.
He's not getting a shot.
No.
All right. What about same movie, Scrooge? What about the cab driver from Scrooge? Why
gonna
Bill
fuck.
Murray looks at you while the deed happens with that face?
I have this thing for guys that are just so seedy for some reason. I always go for so I'm gonna obviously smash. I hate that.
Okay.
The
He's
smash.
kicking ass in this.
And I do remember him in the
believe-
movie. I remember he was such a sleazeball, but also fun and funny because I do remember him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hey, he's just smoking a cigar while he's doing the deed. And it's just like, yeah, this is just the way it's gonna work. And what about this is a 2-for-1.
So which one?
Harry and Marv after they've gotten shit whipped by Kevin McAllister.
So Harry or Marv is the taller one, right?
yes, he's the one with the iron on his face.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that Marv is cute. I always have when I was younger. I'm not really into Harry, but I did like Marv.
Yeah. Now,
So
if it's one of those things where it's just kind of like you really, really want to fuck Marv, like, do you suck it up and fuck Harry too?
I will.
Man.
I will. You know, I've actually had a situation recently where there's this guy and we were all out and he just wanted nothing happened, but I actually was I was willing. He wanted to hang out. He had never hooked up with a trans girl before and he really wanted to hook up with me. But you know, sometimes guys are just like weird about it, especially in the beginning, which is totally fine. But there was a girl that he also wanted to fuck too. So he was all like, hey, would you join us so I could hook up with you? And I was like, I usually don't fuck women, but honestly, so we can, I will. And so I think that I would do that. I could do that in this type of situation. That was so out of my element. You know, like with JJ and a penis, that's like kind of out of my element. So I feel like I can take one for the team for Marv and Harry just to be able to get with Marv.
Nice.
Shout out to the guy that just totally called his own game though and got you to agree. That guy, like, man.
Nothing happened though. Oh no.
What about Mr. Freeze from Batman Forever?
Dash, because he has a lot of issues and baggage. His wife is in a fucking floating tube. He has too much baggage for me, Dash.
Somebody finally mentioned the creepy wife in the tube.
Yeah.
Well
If-
done.
If
Everybody
Poison
else is
Ivy
like,
couldn't,
Smash. Like,
if
yeah.
Poison
Everybody else
Ivy
is like,
couldn't do it, I won't be able to do it.
Everybody else like, oh, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and yeah, but still, like,
No. His wife is in a cryogenic bath.
watching.
Yeah. All right.
Plus,
So
I don't like being in cold moments.
What about the other Jack Frost from the Santa?
Dash.
The escape.
Dash because I like heterosexual men.
That is a fact. I'm thinking about it. Wait, it's Martin Short. I'm like, oh, okay, correct.
Just imagine this though. He's fucking you, but with this face frozen on. Like imagine that ride. Like on a ride that you save up all the tickets for, and then you get to it and you're like, it wasn't that great. Like Space Mountain wasn't as good as advertised. Like,
That's so funny. I would have to reverse cowgirl on him because that's kind of just like agitating.
His face looks like he's about to get reverse cowgirl.
There's a lot of Botox.
What about Yukon Cornelius?
Dash. Or no, excuse me, Smash. I love a hardworking man. I love a hardworking man. Just an outdoorsman, woodsy man. We can go camping. We can do all these things. He's very handy. Look at that beard.
And I don't know, in the show, the way he licks that thing, like when he's for what is it, diamonds or whatever, he's like the way that is, like, yeah, he's definitely showing off. And then, like in this photo, he's like, look at that ass. Like that's the look
he
that
kind of
he's
he's like, behold all that ass.
Behold.
Is that a hammer at his? Is that a hammer at his side? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, he's just happy to see you.
Oh, that's
all those
hammer.
tools.
He is Thor's hammer down. Like,
I feel safe with him. I feel safe with him just looking at the picture.
He's kicking ass in this tournament.
And then last but not least, Ghost of Christmas Future from Scrooged.
Oh Lord. Oh my gosh. I try to see the silver lining in most things, but I think I'm gonna have to dash.
Okay. And I figured it would be, and what's funny is the way I set up Smash or Dash, like normally the most least dashable person is last. Because Jeff, if you remember in October, it was Tarman, Return of the Living Dead, who was last. And one person actually, I forgot who it was. One person actually said that they would, and I was like, oh, that's like Tarman. Like so I'm waiting. We have 2 more episodes of 2023 for someone to say Christmas Future is their smash, and that's going to be a glorious moment. So that is our smash or dash, the 12 smash of Christmas. Thank you for taking part of that. So Leilani, what we're going to do real quick is we're going to take a quick break. We're going to play some from some of our friends. Probably about a 4-minute or so break. So if you want to hop up, grab something to drink, use the bathroom, something like that. For those of you watching live and watching
Question Life
TV, we're going to take a quick break, play some ads, and we'll be right back here live. Ray, Jeff, and Leilani Lay on the Happy Hour.
Leilani Lee.
I knew it was Lee. And mind you, I've also been drinking, so yeah, like you never know.
I did not notice.
So
that's kind of the greatest comment I've heard in every episode I got to do with this show.
We will be back in about 4 minutes right here live on YouTube Live.
See you guys soon.
Hi, this is Shelby Paris, and you're watching the Happy Hour podcast.
Hello, I'm Dennis with Checker Spot Brewing Company. We're located at 1421 Ridgely Street in Baltimore, right in the shadows of M&T Bank Stadium. Open 7 days a week with locally crafted beer.
Derek Sharp, the owner of Curtain Jerker Designs, who does an amazing job. I'm blown away every single time, and his speed that he has getting everything back to us is immaculate.
Hit up Derek with Curtain Jerker Designs.
Look no further than Curtain Jerker Designs. Make sure you hit up Derek.
Derek Sharp, man. Hey, just want to say thank you for the posters, all the hard work you put into, man. We really appreciate you, man.
A shout out to Derek Sharp from Curtain Jerker Designs. Yo, dude. Just want to say, this poster, off the hook.
Hey, what's up, players? This is Hall of Famer Teddy Long, and I want to give a big shout out to my man Derek over there with Curtain Jerkers Designs.
If you are looking for the best graphics, the best designs, look up Curtain Jerker. I did.
Curtain Jerker Designs. That's who I use for any of my graphic designs, and you should too.
Thanks, Curtain Jerker Designs. Big old shout out to Curtain Jerker Designs. You see that? You see that beauty? That's all you, Curtain Jerker.
Oh, for the kids.
Hello, wrestling promoters. Big Val Boski wants to give you a big tip. If you're looking for a graphic designer to do your next events, promotional posters, hit up Derek at Curtain Jerker Designs.
A lifelong wrestling fan. That's all we all are. I went through the part with the reffing, and I got to a part where I did ring announcing. I did everything there was to do. I had a match. But because I have that background, that's where I stepped in and said, hey, like, I do flyers. Let me help you guys out.
Mommy, where are we gonna sit?
Well, Daddy booked the rental car. Let's ask him. Hun?
It'll work. What did I say?
What did you say, Dad?
Let's just check Discover Cars.
Get more for your money with discovercars.com and save up to 70% on car rentals.
Greetings to you, the lucky finder of the golden ticket from Mr. Willy Wonka. Present this ticket at the factory gates at 10 o'clock in the morning and do not be late. Mr. Wonka, hello?
You must be sick. Let the tour begin.
Oh, Mr. Wonka, I'm so honored to meet you.
So what do you think?
Well, I love it. It's magical, but it's just a normal house.
Watch this. Check out the oven. Look deeper.
Is this new candy, Mr. Wonka?
Well, you know, it's not really a taste. It's more of a sexual experience.
Oh, Mr. Wonka, I know nothing about sex. I've never had sex in my life.
I guess the tour ends now.
But Mr. Wonka, I would love to learn from you. It'd be the best experience ever.
Then why don't we go to the living room for the whole experience?
Candy tastes magical.
Hey guys, this is Trinity St. Clair, and you're watching the Happy Hour podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Happy Hour podcast. Of course, we're here live on YouTube Live, and Jeff's sitting there cracking up. Of course, shout out to Team Skeet. That is their newest scene, based off the Willy Wonka parody. It's a Willy Wonka parody. And of course, shout out to Derek from Curtain Jerker Designs. He does all of our amazing guest graphics. The one that you saw promoting Leilani, of course, he did that himself. You know, shout out to him. And what I'm going to do real quick, we're going to get into our game segment in a second. But I'm going to touch base back on what we were talking about earlier, and that is our current featured beer, which, of course, with our Christmas episode, we need nothing else better than Abita Brewing Christmas Ale, in which you see Santa Claus with his trusty alligators flying in the air.
Oh, of course.
Wonderful description that I had that was written on the bottle earlier. Make sure, if you haven't seen the early part of the episode before Leilani was here, make sure you check that out. But what we're going to do, we're going to get into our game segment. So, Leilani, we play a series of games with our guests, and so we're going to start it off with a segment called Extreme Personal Questions. So basically it's two questions on the card, question A and question B, but they're random questions, so you don't know which one you're going to get until you choose A or B. So which letter suits you best, A or B?
I will go with A.
A. Okay, so A. If Santa were real, what would you ask him for? If Santa were real.
If Santa were real, I would ask Santa for $250 million to invest into my future, which he would get a return within 2 to 3 years.
Get a return. Santa's getting a return, baby.
He will.
That is one of the
I will triple his investment within 3 years. So Santa, do you want to give me a gift that ends up giving back to you?
Man, this really is the most wonderful time of the year.
That is amazing. That is one of the best Santa gifts I've ever heard in my life. So now that leaves question B. So the power is in your hands. Who do you want to get the other question? Myself or Jeff?
I think that I want to give it to Jeff.
Damn it.
Jeff is always super popular with all these. So, Jeff, what embarrassing places might people find your fingerprints? What embarrassing places might people find your fingerprints?
I'm going to need to know the Leilani Lee website because I'm pretty sure there'll be my fingerprints all over there. The most embarrassing spot to find my fingerprints, if they did forensic work, all over my own goodness. I mean, there's more fingerprints on my junk than there is on pretty much anything in the entire world. Pennies, dollar bills don't get the kind of touch that I give myself.
You know,
so if anything ever happened and they need to identify you and your hands are gone, they would just be like, just check his penis.
Exactly.
Check his penis. If you can't notice it from just looking, just blow on it a little bit. It'll have like some sort of hidden message once you do. Like, it's almost like a black light. A hidden message will appear. And what's funny is Jeff, like, and we talked about it earlier, and this was before Leilani was here, me cutting my hand at work. And technically, I probably should have went and got it looked at. And I probably need a stitch or two, but this is the holiday edition and episode 200 of the Happy Hour podcast. And I said before that if I were wrestling, I would have bandaged this bitch up 5 times and went out and wrestled. And that's just how wrestlers are built. I'm just like, you know what? I'm just, if it's still bleeding tomorrow, I'm just super gluing it closed. That's just the way it's going to work. So, but my main fear is with that is I'm like, it's right in that area. Like, it's like the cut is like right here. And like, I'm more so thinking of this is going to affect my jerking off.
Yeah. I mean,
the
weekend.
You know, like I can't because I'm right-handed. So I don't know if this is everybody, but I'm right-handed. So I like masturbate with my left hand, which is weird. I'm right-handed, but I drive with my left. And like, it's weird. Like with pro wrestling, most people are right-handed. So you work left. So if you ever watch pro wrestling, you notice they always put submissions on the left arm. They always put submissions on the left leg because most people are right-handed. So you can just grab with your right hand and just boom right on the left side. And that was my biggest fear. Not the fact that I would lose the hand or not the fact that it may get infected or anything like that. I'm just kind of like, man, this like spit and tug isn't gonna like be effective for like a good while. Like that's the whole thing. Like
get one of those personal massagers.
Oh yeah.
Like the ones for your back.
I'm impressed where you're talking about like your masturbating hand. You're like, you know, if you lose a hand, and Leilani's like, yes. Like seriously, like well involved.
Don't worry, I have a solution.
I mean, honestly, like over the episodes I've done, that might have been the most honest, sincere, well thought out answer too. Like, you know, you're masturbating. Yes.
That's the thing. If for some reason this holiday season you happen to lose a hand, all you need to do is take one of those massagers and make it some sort of weird, like prosthetic hand thing, and just go to town on yourself. And that's just the way it's going to work. Like,
and it has different settings.
So yeah, settings that your hand can't have. Like your hand can't have jackhammer.
It'll be like, wow, I've never.
I'd get a fleshlight. I would screw a fleshlight to the end.
Yeah. Oh, that would be great. A fleshlight hand. Like you're just
But you should get a big one. You should get a big one with different holes.
Really?
Different.
You know what? How come
writing this down?
That's a great idea. How come they don't have fleshlights with like transferable pussies? Like that's the thing. Like you just get a fleshlight, and
it's like an orgy.
Start like it's kind of like the infinity gauntlet. Like you're collecting all these stones. Like you need to collect all it's like the Power Rangers morpher. Like you get these coins that you put in the middle of it. Instead, you get all these like pussies that you just put in the middle of this thing. Like this.
So I love it, yet I cringe. I don't know.
Now we're gonna get into Never Have I Ever. So never have I ever. It is. He's like, I'm not sure about this. So this is 5 random cards drawn out of the deck. If you've done it, take a drink or raise your hand. If you want to give an explanation, you can. If not, we will not hate you for it. So the first card is Never have I ever asked, how many kids do you want on the first date? Okay, Jeff has. I have not, mainly because I was more worried about my children dying on them than how many children they actually want.
How many children end up in their mouth?
Yes, yeah. Figure out that they're near the tonsils or the fallopian tube.
Instant death.
Instant.
Yeah. So, Jeff, would you like to give an explanation on?
So this is going to be like the lamest answer ever, but this is your 200th episode. It is Christmas. Leilani's been a blast. So my wife, when I met my wife, I kind of knew right away that I just adored this woman. Like I thought she was awesome, super cool. And I'm pretty sure I met her on our first date and she's like, I'm not having any. And that's when she was younger.
Yeah.
And I remember saying it. And when you say it, like, God, bring the words back. You try to catch them because it's too late. But I asked her because I freaking love that woman. I still do. But yeah, I've said it to her. I know it's kind of a lame question. I'm like, yeah, so how many kids? And she's like, huh? And I'm like, you've lost it, my friend.
No, you knew you wanted her to be the mother of your children right away. So you didn't even bullshit. Like, hey, how many kids do you want? How many kids do you want? Because I'm trying to put 3 in you.
How many kids do you want to swallow tonight?
I mean, how many would that be? It's like umpteen numbers, so many.
I don't know. It's like that show 8 is enough.
It's like a billion, but only 2 survive, or only 1 survives.
Well, I used to have a shirt, and I've said this before on the show. I used to have a shirt that said, thousands of my potential children died on your daughter's face last night.
That is why we're all so special, you guys. We're all so special. Do you guys ever think about how we were just little Stevens and we won? Yeah, we won, you guys.
Yeah. So if you ever sit there and think that you never wanted anything in your life,
you won.
Yeah, you won. You were okay.
That's how you got here.
You could have been a blowjob. You could have been anal. You could have been a face splash, a booby shot. You could have been anything.
You could have been anything. You could have been jerked off into a soda can. Like that's the thing. Like, but you were the lucky one.
Onto a sock.
Yeah.
Oh, the sock. Every man had a sock at one point. I'm sorry.
Into
a rag.
Into a homeless man's what is it, sleeping bag.
Did you guys see the other day? I saw in LA they had footage of a homeless couple and they were just fucking on Boulevard under and all you could see was their legs intertwined in the sleeping bag just shaking.
I'm not homeless.
And everyone was surrounded by them recording them. How fucked up is that?
I ain't got it.
Like, wow, homeless people fucking.
It's the fucking crocodile hunter comes out. He's like, look right here. It's homeless people fucking in the streets. Like, Jesus Christ. And of course, our live stream. So, of course, shout out to Brent. Brent, of course, he came with us to Jeff, you know Brent very well. He came with us to Exotica. He took a lot of our video footage and photos and all that. So, he's there. Of course, shout out to Cassie. Cassie is finally here. And Bumwine Bob, thank you. He said happy 200 in the stream. So shout out to Bumwine Bob, his podcast Bummin' with Bobcat. I've been meaning to try to get him on the collab with us. So, but things just end up happening and, trying to line stuff up and all that happens. But so we have 2 more cards. So the other card is never have I ever had uncontrollable gas at work. Never have I ever had uncontrollable gas at work. All right, Jeff, you want to go first or you want me to go first?
I'll go first, and it's very easy. We've all at one point had Taco Bell for lunch. The end.
There was a time that I delivered And one of our old hosts, when we first started the show, way back when, about 200 episodes ago, shout out to Mike. He was one of our hosts. I think he did about 30 episodes with us, and then he had to exit the show. Me and him used to work together, and we delivered to this office, and we're sitting there like assembling equipment, whatever, and all that. And I look at him like, dude, I feel a fart coming. And so I sit there and I try to discreetly squeeze it out.
No.
Like it didn't work that way. And they had a wooden floor. And when I tell you that this thing came out and it sounded like an 18-wheeler's fucking horn, and the way that it recorded and the whole room vibrated, and I looked over at him and seen the tears in his eyes, and then heard him laugh hysterically for 15 minutes while he laid on the floor and laughed while I had to work.
I would.
Yeah, that happened. So the last one is, never have I ever had anything pierced below my neck. Okay, nobody. All right, nobody with anything pierced below their neck.
No Twin Towers.
I do have something personal. I have like right below my neck. I have two things.
Oh, yeah.
I have. Yeah, it's like literally right below my neck. Can you guys see it?
I just noticed that. That's
yes, and I have my belly button pierced too.
Okay, well there you go. So you're down for that? Okay, cool.
I was thinking, I was like, do
now-
I drink or not?
Yeah, you drank for that. Yeah. She's like, all right, here we go. All right, so
I'm
there's
getting ready to pierce something right now just so I can drink.
Here, a Prince Albert, and then you can bring out that Christmas ball.
Yeah, you can do the Christmas ornament. Yeah,
hang this whole.
You can literally hang
or Jeff
that.
You could use those as anal beads.
That's exactly what they look like.
Yeah.
Funny how he thinks I have it.
It's like I pulled these right
Those
out of
are
my ass
anal
and put them
beads.
back
He's just
together and put them
connected
on my neck. All right, so Leilani, what we're going to do now is we're going to get into one of our most famous games on this show. Jeff, you know what's coming. It is Incoherent. Of course, Incoherent is a staple of this game and is a part of our annual HHPod Rumble, where we invite back 30 former guests and we play this game Royal Rumble style. And the winner, shout out to Johnny Goodluck and Jupiter Jetson, who have won in 2022 and this year's Rumble. They get sent out a 100% custom-made legitimate championship belt we sent them for winning the Rumble. That will be back this year for our 4th year anniversary. So what we're going to do is we're going to put up a series of cards on the screen. They're in Drunken lingo. Leilani, what you need to do is you need to try to sound them out. And one of two things is going to happen. You're either going to get them like that, or your brain's going to instantly shut down upon seeing what is written on the card. So, and you can also have Jeff help you if you need a hand with that. So, what we're going to do here is the first card. What do you think that says?
My heel hike lob.
And a good way, I always say a good way to figure these out is say them fast, but also kind of say them fast, but with a Southern accent. And you might try to imagine if you're saying this drunk, what it would be. And there's also hints too. So I can give you a couple of hints. One is this is on everybody's bucket list. Everybody wants to try to do this. Another hint is
I have it.
All right. What do you think?
Mile High Club.
It is Mile Club. There you
done.
All right. So what do you think this one is?
I already know it, baby. Testicles, baby.
So, Leilani, the way we do this for the Pod Rumble is the first round you get 30 seconds to answer the card with one save. If you make it through the first round, the second round is 15 seconds. You've done pretty well. So maybe if you're available in June.
Testicle? Oh my God.
Because Erica has done both Rumbles herself. Maybe we can have you back for the HHPod Rumble. And you can try to dethrone Jupiter Jetson, who literally gave an unbelievable performance.
Oh.
So, all right. So now we're going to get into the third one. What do you think this one says. This one's a little bit harder. This one I might actually save for the HHPod Rumble. This guy
David,
is.
I know what it is.
Okay.
It's David Dobrik.
Yes. Oh,
Jesus Christ.
I did not think we're gonna get it. All right. So right now, Leilani, if you want to, we are formally inviting you back in June for the HHPod Rumble. If you would like
to do it, let's do it.
And see if you and so here's the thing, and I always pull this down just as a reference.
Start making her belt now. Jesus Christ.
So this is one of the championships that I won myself in pro wrestling. The guy who made this belt for me, I will have a custom belt done up, which this is a legit 100% real championship belt that I have this.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. I will have a championship belt done up and sent to the winner. And
what if I wanted mine to be a championship corset belt? Like it looks like a belt, but it's a corset.
You could wear it as a corset.
We'll get it small.
Yeah. And
what I've been seeing girls do that with belts. They just tuck them in and like, so I'll do that.
Yeah. So
well, I'm accepting your invitation to
awesome.
the
There
Royal
we go.
Rumble.
So right there, officially heading into January, a participant for the 2024 HHPod Rumble.
And I'm now backing out because I realize I'm going to get my ass kicked.
Actually, the 2020 Rumble this year will take place exclusively on Roku and Fire TV. It will not be on YouTube. It will be streaming live on Roku and Fire TV. So that is a little bit that I wanted to wait till next year to announce that, but we're going to announce it tonight that exclusively through Pod Nation TV, we will be hosting the Rumble there and there only. You will not find it on YouTube for a few months. It will be live on Roku exclusively to that. So make sure you join us for that night. So with this, we also do Cards Against Humanity Roulette. Have you ever played Cards Against Humanity?
I have not.
You have not. Oh, well, you are in for a treat. Cards Against Humanity is a very fucked up game. So normally what we do is we draw a face card and you get 10 cards to choose an answer. Now, we can't do that here. Obviously, we can't have 10 cards in front of you. So I will read off the face card, and then you're going to choose a random number between 1 and 6 to randomly answer that card. If you don't like the answer, you get to choose two more. So you get 2 rebuttals. So the first one is personal foul, blank, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. What do you think for blank? 1 through 6?
6.
6. All right. So personal foul, cuddling, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. Do you like cuddling or do you want to rebuttal and choose a different card?
I do like to cuddle.
Okay. Okay. So do you want to leave cuddling as your penalty?
It doesn't sound like a bad penalty.
So you want to hold?
Yeah.
All right, you'll hold. All right. So these 5 will go for next week. So here's the next one. So this one is next on ESPN2, the World Series of blank. So 1 through 6.
I will go with 4.
4. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So next on ESPN2, the World Series of All My Dead Sisters.
Thanks.
So do you want to hold with All of My Dead Sisters, or do you want to rebuttal and choose another card? I told you, this is a very fucked up game.
I want to rebuttal.
All right. So 1 through 5, what do you want?
I will choose number 2.
Number 2. All right. So next on ESPN2, the World Series of Women in Positions of Power. Do you like that card, or do you want to?
I love that card. I want to keep it. Well, can we? Is it a specific woman or is it any woman?
Just any woman. Just women in general in positions
trans women in power.
Yep.
Is it specific positions or any position?
Any position your heart desires, Jeff. Any position
Oh my God.
desires. All right. So now these cards will go in for next week as well. So that is that. So what we've been doing is we've been doing a new segment also called Words, Words, Words. So what we're going to do is, Leilani, you're going to give us a word or a term, and we're going to do two things with it. We're going to punch it into Google and put it into an AI generator. We're each going to say a word or a term, and we're going to drop it into Google and an AI generator and see what it generates. So, what do you think? Word or a term?
A term.
What's the term you want to do?
Gag City.
What is it?
Gag City.
Gag City? All right. So, Gag City. All right. Jeff, what about you?
After Gag City, let's go with machine gun.
Machine gun. Machine gun. All right. Gag City, machine gun. And this is the Christmas episode. So I'm going to put Christmas tree. So let's see. Let's see what comes up with Gag City, machine gun, and Christmas tree when we Google it. So let's see. So 10 Christmas movies with guns. EPD poke fun at Evansville Christmas tree controversy and Target gag gift. No, Machine Gun Kelly jokes about changing his whatever. Okay, so nothing really outrageous on Google. So there is, however, this odd ornament that popped up.
Oh no.
This man like zip lining on a Christmas tree. There is that. And then there's a Christmas tree with like these like little loaded, like they look like they're Christmas wrapped like guns or whatever and all that. I'm kind of being a little bit careful because Gag City is associated with this. So I was like, I don't want to scroll down and then something pops up on YouTube that's not supposed to. Okay, so now
Gag City was a reference to Nicki Minaj virtual world that she just came up with. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was hoping that maybe something Christmassy and crazy would pop up.
Nice, nice.
Nicki Minaj can Gag City on me.
All right.
Anytime.
Have you heard her new album?
Not yet.
Not yet. No. I just wanted to gag, but I have not.
Well, if you ever want to go to Gag City, make sure you listen.
Okay.
It's #2 on the Billboard's Billboard 200 right now.
Yeah, I know about Nicki Minaj because my wife is a Swiftie, and I know that her and Taylor are cool. So I know a lot about Nicki Minaj because
I love Taylor.
Yeah.
So, we share a birthday. Did you guys go to her concert?
No.
My wife was a part of the Great War and lost in the Great War because get tickets, but we did go see it in theaters and we dressed up. He was Taylor and I was Travis Kelce. So we did go
see. That was nice. That sounds like that was nice.
Just rolled that jersey on eBay recently too because I wore it just for Halloween and I was like, I don't need it anymore. Like I don't live in Kansas City, so So what I did now is I dropped all of these into a AI generator to see what comes out from that. So that's currently drawing. So what we're going to do is we're going to get into 800 terms for the penis. So what we're going to do is we're going to read off about 5 terms and we're going to comment on them and also let us know if you've ever heard any of these terms. So, of course, we are in the letter H right now. We are starting the letter H, which is number 180, and that is hammer. So, of course, I'm pretty sure people have considered their penis a hammer. You know, we talked about it with Yukon Cornelius just a little while ago. So, and then the next one of that is hammer of love. So hammer of love. Okay. And then 182 is hammer of Thor. So I wonder if this is mainly directed at the actor who plays Thor, because I would just imagine a hammer of Thor that's just completely like, specific of what the hammer is. And then
you're not supposed to be able to lift or move the hammer of Thor unless you're Thor. So basically saying you got this girl pregnant and she's stuck with your spawn child and can't move it.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
of course there's handle, which I mean, I don't know. I don't think like you want to grab my handle. Like, I mean, I think it's kind of cheesy saying it that way, but
Yeah, right, man.
I've never heard that one.
you never heard handle?
Really?
Yeah, like
Hammer all the time though.
I don't think I would sit there and go, yeah, I think I can go, do you want to handle my junk? Or like, I don't know. I'm not going to say, do you want to grab my hand? Pull the handle like it's a drawer. Like, I don't know. And then, of course, I've never heard of this hard drive, the hard drive. So I don't
No.
like, I mean, I'm not going to be doing any hard drives, my hard drive with my hand currently in like the state that it's in. So like, I don't
I
see how
mean,
that's
you mix hard drive with download, and you can play off hard drive for hours if you're really creative.
And then the last one is hard on, which we all know hard on. So that one's a little bit easier. And looking at some of the ones for next week, the second one down for next week is very intriguing. And I'm like, man, like I don't know who the hell would consider it as that, but yeah, let me tell you. So let me go back over to the AI generator and see what it has generated. Okay, so the AI generator is very specific. I guess we see what it has chosen on here. And I feel like that it targeted a certain thing. So it targeted Christmas. So you can see I put in Gag City, Machine Gun, Christmas Tree. So let's look at some of these trees. I want to see if there's any machine guns maybe on these trees. Because
That's a nice tree right there.
I know, right?
What's going on with that one though? Like that one looks like it has like the Lincoln Monument and then a star on the top. Like that's kind of
And
weird.
they all have white lights, our favorite white lights.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah. So
They do.
what's up with the stars though? Like these look like that they're like dying starfish or so. What the fuck is that? Like I don't even know.
I like to see that Walmart woman try to stick that star up.
Oh Jesus, yeah. Like yeah, I don't know. I think this is like Christmas trees if you try to draw them from memory. Like that's so
I haven't seen a machine gun.
yeah.
Neither.
So the AI has failed us. So Google failed us and AI has failed us. But that's a fun little on the spot segment to do. So of course it is the holiday season. We have talked a lot about holiday stuff. We have talked a lot about Santa. But one thing we haven't talked a lot about is Mrs. Claus. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into an article that I came across, which was Mrs. Claus. And let's see, it was titled Mrs. Claus's Best Pop Culture Moments. And it has Mother Christmas Has Arrived. So the first one is Robbie Lester and Santa Claus is Coming to Town. So have any of you guys seen Santa Claus is Coming to Town?
Let me see. I think I might have seen it.
Okay, so let's see. So Robbie Lester. So this is Robbie Lester. Let me pull up the photo right here. So this is Robbie Lester, and it also shows her. That's Mrs. Claus. That's her in Santa Claus is Coming to Town. So that's Robbie.
Oh no, I haven't. Oh yes, oh my God. Does she play the voice of Mrs.
Oh, I can't remember. Yeah. So
does she play the voice of Mrs. Claus? Yes. Okay, yes. I've seen this movie and I love this movie.
Yeah.
I love it so much. And she has this song about how her world's beginning to change.
Yes. Yep.
She's working for the miser who hates toys.
Yes.
Because he tripped on a toy.
I have
my absolute favorite movie. I'm sorry, I spaced out. That's my absolute favorite Christmas movie. I've been waiting until this weekend to watch it.
You're fine. I have a friend. He takes pictures at wrestling shows, and he always dresses up as the Heat Meister and the Cold Miser or whatever, like for summer and winter and all that stuff. And it's completely amazing. So that was the first one. So let's see. So the next one, where did it go? Okay, so it's right here. So Mrs. Claus. So the second one is Shirley Booth in The Year Without a Santa Claus. So Shirley Booth in The Year Without a Santa Claus. So let's see. So so let me look up the year. Oh, that's not it at all. So let me see.
I like to download music there.
Without a Santa Claus. So let's see. The Year Without a Santa Claus. Images. Oh, so that has like Heat Meister and all that stuff too. So Santa Claus is Coming to Town and all that. So Shirley Booth voiced this character right here. So that character right there is who she voiced. So,
Yes.
and then it says Mrs. Claus gets shit done. Thought on the year with that. Thoughts on. So what is that? That sounds like that's pretty interesting. From the archives, Mrs. Claus gets shit done. Thoughts on the year without a Santa Claus. So of course there's
He wanted to take a break that year, and he was just like so tired.
Yes.
I've seen this one.
Okay, so I guess because
They
I
have that.
A lot of these in a while are Heatmeister and Coldmeister in both the year without a Santa Claus and Santa Claus is coming to town or whatever. Like, are they in both?
I feel like a year without a Santa Claus is when they do their performance. He's Mr.
He's
You know the song.
too much.
Their Broadway number. I feel like
Yes.
the year without a Santa Claus is when they perform the Broadway number.
And then there's B. Arthur in the Shoppers Drug Mart commercials. What? Okay.
Yeah. And then there's more.
That. So let's see. So B. Arthur in the Shoppers Drug Mart commercials. So let's see. This may not have volume because a lot of times it's weird when YouTube pulls up on live. I remember these commercials.
I don't remember this one.
You'll receive a free gift, an elegant brass or silver.
I remember these.
Shoppers Drug Mart will gift wrap all your cosmetic and fragrance purchases free. Christmas.
Wow,
Okay, well, that's that. So,
oh, I love that. I've never seen it though.
By any chance, did that have volume? I know a lot of times YouTube.
Oh man, yeah.
Okay, so
I heard it.
Okay, YouTube's weird sometimes when you pull it up on the live. So yeah, so B. Arthur is one of them, and then it says Elizabeth. This is my favorite, Elizabeth Mitchell and the Santa Claus franchise. So if anybody knows the Santa Claus, so Elizabeth Marshall, the Santa Claus, boom, boom. Okay, so Elizabeth Marshall and the Santa Claus. So Elizabeth Marshall, this is, and of course, if anybody's seen the Santa Claus now has a series which is on Disney Plus or whatever now. So, and of course, she is the hot Mrs. Claus, which I've always had a crush on Elizabeth Marshall as the hot Mrs. Claus in the Santa Claus franchise. And I mean, that's the thing, like that's her in the show. And I mean, I think she's like in her 50s, maybe almost 60, and she's still
all right. Yeah.
hot. Like
She looks
that.
beautiful.
Yeah. So that's one of my favorite.
Pointer's red boobs. So now he moved it.
My favorite of that franchise is the first one.
First one's great.
Yeah, the first one is definitely great. I do like the series though. The series is unique, and I think a lot of properties actually kind of benefit from doing stuff like that. Like I would honestly love to see like a Friday the 13th or a Michael Myers like kind of series where like I mean you watch it just to see them kill people. So why not just break it up in like a 12-part fucking series?
They tried Texas Chainsaw, didn't really do it.
Yeah. Which
gotta be right though. It's gotta be right.
So
I love how that role for Tim Allen just made us all forget that he was a drug trafficking.
Yeah.
Cocaine addict.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, cast him as Santa. The kids will forget. this generation's over with for him, but let's get the next generation on him. And years later, he can now do series on Disney Plus for that same role. I think it's so genius.
Dude, that's a brilliant synopsis. No offense to you, I love you, but wow.
Here's one that I don't remember, and this is Angela Lansbury as Mrs. Santa Claus. I know Angela Lansbury from Murder, She Wrote. If anybody's seen Murder, She Wrote, but I don't remember her from Mrs. Santa Claus. So this is a little clip, I guess. Okay, so is this a trailer for Mrs. Santa Claus? So let's see. Like I don't think I've ever seen this. Like I don't. Oh, it already looks amazing.
Angela Lansbury, Charles Durning, Michael Cheetah, Mrs. Santa Claus, rated X.
All right, I've already lost interest.
I don't think so. I don't think I've ever
that's-
seen that one.
Like that's
Pretty
not.
sure you're never going to either. That's horrible.
Sorry, Mrs. Santa Claus. I will not be paying you a visit this year. So, and then it says Janet Mateer for Marks and Spencer. Janet Mateer's for Mark and Spencer. So I have no idea what that is either. So maybe this looks like something that rich people would view, and I'm not rich people. Let's see what this is. So Janet McTeer. So
No, I hope I know what it is.
oh, it's already starting off good. This looks kind of cool. All right, let's see.
This is a little more of Boobs.
Is that a colossal? Was that like a piss bag that she
Ah.
did?
That's my request.
Mrs. Claus, I want to do you immensely.
Now make love to me unconditionally.
No, she's trying to get him out of the house. Like she's got a guest coming over. Yeah, watch him leave facing off. My God.
Waiting.
All right, go ahead. All right, Diane, reindeer. Ha ha. Let's
Oh,
go.
look, she's waiting at Craigslist.
Yeah,
That's the Craigslist for the gangbang.
Oh, that's kind of nasty. She's looking
Bitch.
at letters of little kids.
Wistful and sometimes angry.
She reads the note. All I want for Christmas is my sister to die, and Santa just shows up and kills her in the house.
That would be quite a. This is one sick little thing going on.
I don't know what the hell's happening right here.
That dog's possessed. Oh my God. This is some weird shit.
She has a really diabolical look on her face.
She's like Batman. She's got like all the Batman toys.
What the fuck is that?
She's all like, I'll let Santa handle all that bullshit. I have all the high tech stuff.
What kind of cinema are we watching right now?
This is like the worst, best movie I've
This
ever
is what-
seen.
I want to watch this. I haven't.
I
seen
know.
it.
I want to see this.
Is this a movie? Is this a commercial? What is this?
I'm getting
Definitely a
helicopters and
commercial.
helicopters, sexy, mature women, crazed eyes, dogs. What the hell's going on? She's eating cookies too. Or is that a cookie?
That's rich people cookies.
That's rich. That looks like a little quiche.
Like a little tart. Yeah.
It did, right?
It
I'm
did.
watching, I'm watching this.
So does Santa not pay them a visit? Like, I don't understand.
To Anna, take me when you can.
Yeah.
Oh, Anna's the Lord.
House
oh,
just
never mind.
explodes when she opens the package.
Yes. That's some kind of Crocs.
Thank you.
Oh, her and her brother getting way too
Yeah.
way too huggy. This movie's getting weird about a second. 2016. All right, so the daughter's probably like in her mid-20s by now. It's
So
getting
basically,
better.
Miss Claus knows how to bring families together.
Yeah, like I don't.
This is a feminist. This is like a feminist message for feminists.
Also, the Santa looks like
Mr. C.
Oh.
There's like a hidden message behind this. Like she is
Satan.
the power and the force behind the Clauses. Like Santa's like so prehistoric with his deer in his jets or in his sled, and she has like a whole thing going.
I like that.
I can't believe we made it through that entire thing.
I liked it.
Like we're watching
That
it,
was a
we're,
dream.
we're all glued. So the next one after that for Mrs. Claus's is Katy Perry and Cozy Little Christmas,
Yeah.
which so Katy Perry and Cozy Little Christmas. And I was already signed up for this because I just saw the words Katy Perry.
Oh,
and I was just
yes.
kind of like, okay, you know. Okay, well,
Oh my.
is this a song? Like I don't
Yes.
I don't care.
Okay. Okay, well, we're not doing this whole song, and it's probably copyrighted, so we're gonna exit out of this.
Santa's look on his face, my
Stop
God.
it.
I've never seen the music video, but I've listened to the song.
Well, now you know a video exists. That's
Yeah.
probably a copyright flag. Oh, this looks cool. Mrs. Claus. Oh, all right. Let's see what Mrs. Claus is. This is on the list also for best pop culture. Mrs. Claus is. Let's see what this.
Oof.
Oh man, this looks like this should have been on the Halloween episode. All right.
So you're gonna pretend you haven't heard the stories.
Heard it was over some prank. Is that?
that true?
Yeah, it was a prank.
Must say that's why but you already allowed your sister to bully a girl legally.
Oh.
Want to know how to avoid being killed? How? You be ugly.
Fuck Santa.
You don't see ugly people getting murdered.
Tyler,
Oh.
Jason and Knight go after the uglies.
are you out here?
Tyler.
Ooh, jeez.
That's absolutely horrifying.
This is the scariest thing I've ever seen.
It looks like the ghost of Christmas Future's
It
wife.
does.
Didn't it look like him?
Yeah, yeah.
He's so mad at people skipping out on him. I've never seen this one.
Oh.
Wow. That's wow.
That's a very B movie,
Yes.
Yeah,
B
B-movie
production.
horror. Like that's actually kind of. I don't even want to fathom how many copyright strikes we've just gotten in this segment. Like a lot of times when you play like YouTube videos, they're like, "Oh, this video, blah blah." It's like, fuck off. Like, come on.
But with the
Trailer.
how it was skipping, because usually you can put something up if it's not like the original production, and the way that it was skipping, because it's skipping. So maybe the skipping part will help.
There you go.
right,
Look at that.
right. Of course, have you seen the Christmas Chronicles? Those are solid movies also with Kurt
On
Russell
Netflix?
as Santa Claus. Yeah.
Yes, on Netflix. Yeah, they are. They're really good.
Yeah, Goldie Hawn is one, and of course Goldie Hawn. Everybody knows Goldie Hawn or whatever. So her as Mrs. Claus in that. Those are great movies. I might watch those this weekend as Christmas Chronicles. So, but
We only have so many more days, guys, of Christmas movie watching.
God.
Yes. I mean, you can
So
watch
Jeff, you have to watch Violent Night tonight.
Violent Night. It's on my list here, Mike.
You're gonna really love it.
So, Leilani, if I can ask you, what are your top 5 Christmas movies?
Krampus, Violent Night, Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Okay.
I also like to watch what is another one that I can't even think off the top?
Die Hard.
No. I honestly want to say that because but no. Home Alone.
Okay.
And Jumanji. Robin Williams' Jumanji.
Wow. Is that a Christmas movie?
There's a part where they wait 30 years for the kids to come back and they come to their Christmas party. Remember?
All right.
So it just reminds me of Christmas a lot.
It's Christmas elements. Yeah. Okay, Jeff, what about you? Top 5 Christmas movies?
Die Hard.
His top 5 is Die Hard. That's it.
Pretty much. I like the old claymation ones like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick Die Hard at number 3 for shits and giggles. Jingle All the Way, which you talked about, and you saw my Turbo Man last week. And number 1 is motherfucking Christmas Vacation.
Okay.
But
That's
I just realized I screwed up. So I got to do a tie at number 1 with A Christmas Story that I watch every freaking year.
Yes.
Love
A Christmas Story, you have no other choice but to watch because they play
almost forgot.
4
Yeah.
hours. So I think mine, and in no particular order, Jingle All the Way, Home Alone 2, Christmas Vacation, and let's see what else do I like. A lot of the untraditional, like more like untraditional classics or whatever, and I think I'll just go with Violent Night. I think I'll go with that, and Christmas Chronicles is also up there too. Like Christmas Story is just kind of a given or whatever and all that. But what we're gonna do is, of course, this is our 200th episode. We've ran a little bit over 2 hours, on here. And of course we knew we kind of would, but so Leilani, we're going to let you get ready to get out of here shortly. So, where can everybody find you? And do not give out the Christmas gift of your address because that's never a good thing.
Why do you always do this when I pick the pen up? Damn it.
I was like, oh, okay. Well, you guys can find me on X, formerly known as Twitter. My username is Leilani _Lee, LEILANI HHPodsLI. And if you just want to follow me on a less provocative platform, you can find me also on Instagram, and my handle is I am Leilani Lee. I'm not shadow banned, but there are like several fake profiles. You'll know which one's mine because
Yes.
it was
Yes.
So, yeah, that's
I
what I'm
I hope your profile is the one that gives out the right address.
Yeah. The
P.O.
real
box coming
Leilani-
soon, Jeff. Because I'll need to have a P.O. box so when I win your guys' award in
Wow,
June.
listen to
it'll be
Where
for
the
the
bill go
studio.
to?
There's an arrogance that I fucking love.
It's not
Yes.
no. Well, it's just because
Confidence.
no, it's confidence, and also it's confidence, and I was taught well. Like he told me to just put the southern draw in it, and that's like the unlocking element. I can do no wrong.
Yeah. You know how many guests we have on and we pull those up and they're like, they just
What?
stare at it for like 5 minutes, and I'm like, well, in the Rumble.
It's the southern draw.
Yeah.
It's literally the southern draw.
Pay attention and nail it. Like, man, I was so
That was
impressed.
like the best advice. It really was.
And what we're going to go ahead and get ready to wrap up here on Facebook, YouTube Live, and I'm sorry, not Facebook. I've had too much to drink. We used to be on Facebook. They used to ban us because Facebook is very particular. So that's why we're going to do live. We are finishing up here on YouTube Live, Roku TV, and Fire TV. Of course, we will be back again this coming Wednesday, December the 27th, for our post-Christmas episode, which features the one and only Natasha Nice, who will be returning for the third time to the show. And then also, we will be back Friday. So we are going to have 3 episodes kind of, close to each other Friday for our end of the year episode featuring Freya Von Doom. She will be joining us here on the 30th. Of course, Jeff, it's always a pleasure, man. What do you have coming up on the Yo Show?
Well, Tuesday night, Joel and I are just going to kind of rehash the year that was. We had a guest lined up, last minute bailout, so we're going to kind of rehash the year that was. And on Wednesday, the 27th, an awesome young lady, her name is Bella. She was in a local band, Critical Mistakes, and now has a solo album. So make sure you check it out. The Yo Show, www.theyoshow215.com is where you can find us for all our great episodes.
All right. And Leilani, thank you so much for coming on to our random bunch of what the fuck.
So much fun. Thank you.
And what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and conclude here. Would you be able to hang out for 1 second once we're done?
Yeah.
Awesome. So what we're going to do, we're going to wrap up here on the Happy Hour podcast. Of course, this is our holiday episode for everybody out there. Make sure you stay safe during the holidays. Make sure if you drink, do not drive. I drank 2 beers myself. I'm not going anywhere. I'm in the privacy of my own home. Make sure if you drink, do not drive. Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy Kwanzaa, happy Hanukkah. And as I said earlier, if you're atheist, have a good day. This is the Happy Hour podcast. This is episode 200. So cheers to everybody out there for another 200 episodes of the Happy Hour podcast. It is an honor and a privilege to have Leilani as our, you can tell when I have been drinking because I just get all over the place. But thank you so much for hanging out with us and being our 200th episode guest. We appreciate you.
I appreciate you guys as well so much. And thank you to Erica and everyone getting me on the show with you guys. And I can't wait to see you guys again.
Yeah. And if you ever want to come back and hang out, kind of guest co-host or whatever and all that, always reach out. Let us know. If not,
definitely
see you in June as you try to take the mantle of the 2024 HHPod Rumble champion.
Let's get it, Jupiter. I'm coming for your crown.
Yeah.
With
Love
that,
it. Snack talk.
Conclude our episode here on YouTube Live and wherever else you can find us. Of course, Merry Christmas to everybody in the stream. Thank you for commenting with us, and we will see you guys next time right here on the Happy Hour Podcast. All right, so there's that.